Hi everyone, I'm Jonathan Baumgart, the CEO of Atomic Consulting. The subject of today's video is some advantages to remaining or at least starting off your FX business as an IB or introducing broker. So to get started, we get a lot of requests from those who are completely new to the FX industry or are currently IBs and are looking to launch a brokerage. It's often a combination. We also speak to traders that wish to launch their own business as well. And many times we'll talk to potential clients who are very interested in getting everything from the start. So they would like to get a license, buy their own technology or build it themselves, perhaps have a website that's on par with some of the leading brokers. And once we receive the full list of requests, to be realistic, oftentimes this approaches several $100,000s, if not more. And we've had a few case studies ourselves where we've spoken with firms that had very ambitious budgets, but forgot the core aspect of the business, which is to onboard customers. And in one of these case studies, the firm spent a significant amount, basically getting everything I mentioned in the list, but never had a marketing campaign and didn't have an existing book of business to offer those services to. So, the analogy I use is it's like building a restaurant in the middle of the desert. I mean, it could be the best restaurant out there, could have great service, but nobody knows it's there and nobody knows how to get there. So I bring up this case study and focus on it as a way to help those who are looking to start off in the FX space. And my advice is from day one, you don't need to get all the bells and whistles. And I'd say that's what makes the FX industry attractive, is realistically, you do need some seed capital, but just enough to start generating clients and to build a following for your own brand, for the own company. And what does that involve? I mean, you have to make some investment, like I mentioned. You need to have a website, because how can someone find you? It's like my analogy. So a website is needed. You need a trading portal / CRM or client cabinet. You need somewhere to organize your clients so that they can log in and you can also manage their accounts, etc. Update them when needed. You need technology. So you'll need some kind of trading technology to refer the clients to. And then you need a marketing campaign. Now, on the technology side, you don't need to get a white label to start. You can just partner with an existing firm. If you're not sure which firm to partner with or which broker is good, you definitely want to contact us, get in touch with our team so that we can guide you there. We can provide you several very reputable brokers that would be happy to work with you. Aside from that requirement, you just need to find a way to attract traders to your business and get them to sign up. There's no set formula. It's more of an art than a specific way to do things, but there's a variety of ways that you can market in 2020, which is when this video was found. Instagram, Facebook. I'm not a big fan of AdWords personally, but you can try it out. Anyways, once you find a way to build a following, that's when you should consider these other steps. And so that's why I think it makes more sense from a financial and business standpoint to at least test the waters of your business or give it a run as an IB. I mean, the overhead is seriously low. If you want to start a restaurant, for example, you need to either buy the property or lease it out, which is very expensive. They may have equipment in there, they may not. You need to hire all kinds of staff, build a menu, order supplies. I mean, the costs compared to starting as an IB are significantly lower. So it's not a lot that's needed. And I recommend this path because we do talk to many of those who want to launch a business. They want to get a license and get everything going, but they don't have a client booked yet. And my question is, where will the money come from to cover the licensing costs, the white label costs, hosting charges for the website, designing the website, the marketing campaign, etc.? Now, there's always pros and cons. Obviously, if you're an IB, we all know you're not going to make as much money as if you had your own broker. But your risks in the beginning and your overhead are much lower. So, as mentioned, you can at least give your business a try out the idea and see if it works. And if you have a huge following and you have clients signing up left and right, then you have a much stronger type of argument to make for getting a license, getting a white label, etc. Because that money coming in or those clients will justify all the other changes you make. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm only one consultant of many, but my goal is to help out clients, to help them if they're entrepreneurial minded, because I think the same way, to help them get started and do something that can be a long-term success. And on this note, I always say that, I prefer a longer-term view than a short-term. Online trading and investing is not going away. Tomorrow, it's still going to be there. Now, rules and regulations will change, but the beauty of the FX market is that really anyone in the world has an understanding. I would say even more than stocks. That, if you talk to anyone, especially if they're outside of the United States, and you ask them what the exchange rate is between their local currency and the euro and the dollar, they generally know what that number is because it impacts their life. So it's then a lot easier to make the connection of, well, remember when your local currency got weaker and you had less money, or the inverse, that your currency grew and you could travel and you got more money for that currency? It's easy to connect the dots and see how you can trade currencies and potentially profit from the changes. The idea of stocks to a newcomer is actually, I think, a bit harder for people to follow. A company has an IPO, you're taking only a small ownership of it. You have all these announcements, dividends. I mean, anyone who puts their mind to it can understand, but I would say day-to-day life follows FX a lot more than stocks, which is a bit more esoteric. Keep this in mind when you're considering. Now, if you want to start a broker and you have the resources, we're obviously going to help you. We want you to get started. But this would be our advice, and it's especially a way to help those out who say, well, I have an idea, I just don't have a ton of capital at the moment. Well, like I mentioned, it's really not a lot. Starting a website, maybe it's not going to be the greatest website out there, but even starting a website and hosting doesn't cost a lot. And as a final thought, the biggest challenge will be in the marketing, but that's where creativity comes about. Simply study a lot of marketing campaigns. There's so many things you can do for free. For example, this YouTube channel that I produce, besides the editing that goes into it, it's free for me to put these videos on here. I could have paid promotions if I wanted to, but you don't need anything more than your phone to start a YouTube channel. So this video was a bit more of kind of just me ranting a little bit or bantering. I am just sharing my thoughts with you. But let me know in the comments what you think about this, if you have any questions, and whether you want to launch the broker, then get in touch with our team. You'll find the contact details. Or if you are looking to become an IB but need a place to send the clients that is a reputable place that your clients can feel comfortable with, I can also assist you. So I wish to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Have a great day. Bye.